Welcome everybody to this new lecture of our book Electrodynamics. Today we will discuss about the TE mode of propagation, and will continue our topic, that is the parallel plane waveguide. In the past lecture we were discussing about the parallel plane waveguide and the different modes of propagation in a parallel plane waveguide. So today we will continue to that topic, and let us take a look at which we are discussing in the past, that we have this equation number 7. This is equation number 7, which gives me the transverse fields component, that is the fields that is perpendicular to the direction of propagation of EM waves, and these field components are EX, EY, PX and BX. And also by equation number 8 we have the longitudinal field components, that is EZ and PZ. And once we get EZ and VZ, then on putting the value of EZ and VZ in the equation number 7, we can easily get these transverse field components. Okay, so we were discussing about the parallel plane waveguide, and you know that a parallel plane waveguide is a waveguide which have two parallel planes and two parallel planes, such that the plane extended to the infinity in one direction, and say this is the direction of y-axis, and at the other axis they are separated by a definite distance. So this, and we are solved the different modes of propagation of EM waves, and the first we discuss about the TEM mode of propagation of EM waves, and we conclude there that all the field components, whether it is longitudinal field components or it is transverse field component, all the field components that in TEM mode of propagation are 0, that nothing is propagating in this mode. Okay, so there is no propagation in this mode, and so high we can say that parallel plane waveguide does not support the TEM mode of propagation. Okay, so then we are continue to discuss the TEM mode of propagation, and we conclude here that for m equals to 0, all the field components become 0 again, and there is nothing to propagate, and so high this is the same result as we obtained in the case of TEM waves or TEM mode. But when the value of m, which is a quantum number or integral number, when value of m is greater than 1, then there will be definite fields and there will be definite propagation of EM waves. So we were on this stage, and today we are trying to discuss the TE mode of propagation of EM waves, that is the transverse electric mode of propagation of EM waves. Okay, so in TE mode of propagation there are no electric field exist into the direction of propagation of EM waves, but longitudinal component of magnetic field exists, that is Ez equals to 0 and Bz does not equal to 0. You remember TE mode of propagation, transverse electric, that is only the transverse electric fields are present in that particular EM waves, and the longitudinal electric field is 0. So Ez will be 0 and Bz does not equals to 0. When Ez equals to 0, then the equation we have here, the equation number 10 and equation number 11, that Ez equals to 0, then we get nothing by equation number 10, but when Bz does not equal to 0, we can use this equation that Bz, which is a function of x and z, is equals to c sine beta x plus d cos beta x. Okay, so here we use the equation number 11, that Bz equals to, which the function of x and z, is equals to c sine beta x plus d cos beta x. Okay, so this, and this is the solution of that differential equation. Okay, so this is the equation number 8, which gives me the longitudinal electric and magnetic field. Ez equals to 0, but Bz does not equal to 0. And when del over del y equals to 0, then we have the we can get the differential equation like del 2 Bz over del x square plus omega by c whole square minus k square Bz equals to 0. And solution of that differential equation becomes like it. Okay, so this Bz, which is a function of x and z, is equals to c sine beta x plus d cos beta x. Now applying the boundary condition, and we are very concentrated when we applying these type of boundary conditions. Okay, so boundary condition, you know that there are two boundaries. One is at x equal to 0 and other is at x equals to a. So first we apply this boundary condition that at x equals to 0, at x equals to 0, bx equals to 0. Why bx equals to 0? Why not bz equals to 0? Okay, see here, we write the boundary condition here, that at the boundaries, the perpendicular component of the magnetic field becomes 0. This is the equation number 1, and these are the boundary condition. The perpendicular component at the boundary, perpendicular component of which? Perpendicular component of magnetic field, perpendicular component of magnetic field. And we here the longitudinal magnetic field, that is the magnetic field into the direction of into the direction of propagation. Then at x equals to 0, Bz does not equal to 0, but its normal component. And what is the normal component of Bz? There may be Bx and there may be By, because these are all mutually perpendicular components. So Bz at x equals to 0, Bx becomes 0. The component into the direct component of magnetic field into the direction of axis, or component of magnetic field into the direction of y-axis becomes 0, not Bz equals to 0, because Bz is the component along the direction of propagation of wave, not perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. We have to use here the normal component, that is at the boundary the normal component of magnetic field becomes 0. This is not the normal component of magnetic field. This is the parallel component of magnetic. Bz is the parallel component of magnetic field. Okay, so at the boundary normal component, see here, at the boundary, see here, this is equation number 1. At the boundaries, the normal component of magnetic field becomes equals to 0. Okay, so Bz is not the normal component, that is the longitudinal or parallel component of magnetic field. So at the boundary, at x equals to 0, Bx becomes 0 or By becomes 0. This is your choice. This is not the constraint that always Bx equals to 0. By may be 0. But the simplest thing is that that at x equals to 0, Bx equals to 0. Bx is the normal component of magnetic field and Bz is the longitudinal component of magnetic field. So no, longitudinal component of the magnetic field does not equals to 0. The normal component of magnetic field, that is equals to, that is Bx or By equals to 0, not Bz equals to 0. And when we say Bx equals to 0, we indirectly try to say that del Bz over del x is equals to 0. Why? Because see here, this is equation number 7. This is equation number 7. And when you look at the expression of Bx, when you look at the expression of Bx, then Bx is equals to k, this is the constant value, k del Bz over del x minus omega by c square del Ez over del y. Del Ez is already 0. So actually Bx, when Bx equals to 0, when Bx equals to, this term is already 0, because we are talking here about the T mode of propagation, and in T mode of propagation Ez is always 0. That is the longitudinal component of the electric field is always 0. So here, when the condition that Bx becomes 0 is that del over del x, that is a partial differentiation of the component B of Bz, the partial differentiation of Bz with respect to x becomes 0. Okay, Bx is 0 when 0. See here, this is the expression for Bx, that Bx is equals to iota over omega by c whole square minus k square k del Bz over del x minus omega by c square del Ez over del y. Okay, we want that at boundary at x equals to 0, Bx definitely be 0. Why Bx equals to 0? Why not Bz 0? Because Bx is the normal component of magnetic field, and we have boundary condition that at the boundary the normal component of magnetic field will definitely be 0. So this is the normal component of magnetic field. So when Bx equals to 0, Bx is equals to 0, we are here with the condition that Ez is already 0. Then the expression for Bx becomes that Bx is equals to iota over omega by c square whole square minus k square, then k del Dz over del x equals to 0, because this factor becomes 0. Okay, now we are trying to 0 of this magnetic field component, then Bx is equals to 0 when del Bz over del x is equals to 0. This is the condition. When del Bz over del x equals to 0, put 0 here, then Bx is equals to 0. So that's why we write here that at the boundary at x equals to 0, Bx will definitely be 0, or del Bz over del x is equals to 0. So at the boundary, the normal component of magnetic field is equals to 0, and normal component of magnetic field is 0 when del Bz over del x, that is the partial differentiation of Bz with respect to x, be 0. Then we have this equation, the solution of the differential equation Bz, which is a function of x and z, is equals to c sin beta x plus t cos beta x is equals to, when we try to partially differentiate this equation with respect to x, we can get that del Bz over del x, c is a constant, is as it is, and the partial differentiation of sin beta x is cos beta x, gives beta extra plus d, and the partial differentiation of cos beta x gives you sine beta x with beta extra, and this expression can be written as that c beta cos beta x plus minus minus d beta sine beta x. So del bz over del x, that is the partial differentiation of bz with respect to x, is equals to c beta cos beta x minus d beta sine beta x. This. So applying this boundary condition, that at x equals to 0, bx is equals to 0, and bx is equals to 0 when del bz over del x is equals to 0. So actually the boundary condition is that at x equals to 0, del bz over del x is equals to 0. So del bz over del x is 0 here at x equals to 0. So put c beta cos 0, c beta cos 0 1 minus minus d beta here, right, beta here, and sine beta 0, that is sine 0 0. So this function is 0, and we are left with c beta is equals to 0. That means beta does not equals to 0. We get that c is equals to 0, and put this result into this equation. We have bz at x equals to z, that is bz, which is a function of x and z, is equals to d cos beta x, because c is equals to 0. So y this term will be 0, and bz is equals to d cos beta x. Okay. So now the other boundary condition at x equals to a, the second boundary condition here, this is the second boundary condition is here at x equals to a. The same boundary condition at x equals to a, bx is definitely 0, and when bx is 0, that means del over del x, that is the partial differentiation of bz, will definitely be 0. Okay, so the partial differentiation of this function, that with respect to x, del bz over del x, and partial differentiation of this function is d partial differentiation of cos beta x is equals to sine beta x, gives beta extra, and this is the boundary condition that at x equals to 0, del bz over del x, b is equals to 0. So this function is 0 at x equals to a. So put x equals to a here. So d minus minus d sine beta beta, x is equals to a. Put here x equals to a. So this, and from this we can get that sine beta a is equals to 0, or sine beta a is equals to sine m pi, because sine is always 0 in this function m pi, where m can take values 0, 1, 2, 3 up to this. M can take any one of these values. So beta is equals to so beta a actually is equals to m pi, and beta is equals to m pi by a. So by putting this result, the value of beta from here m pi by a into this equation, then we have that is bz, which is a function of x and z, is equals to d cos beta x, bz, which is a function of x and z, is equals to d cos beta, and value of beta is m pi by a, so m pi x by a. This is the solution for the longitudinal magnetic field in the case of TE mode of propagation of EM waves through a parallel plane waveguide. And we consider here that the value of bz we calculated here is d cos m pi x by a, and Ez is already 0. So by using these two results, the value of bz and the value of Ez, we can easily calculate the value of the transverse electric field, and the transverse electric field is given by equation number 7. So put bz equals to d cos m pi x by a, and Ez equals to 0 in all the equation of equation number 7, that is here, this is here, this is the equation number 7, which gives us the transverse electric field, the value of Ex, the value of Ey, the value of Px, the value of By, and put the result here. The Ez is always be 0 and Bz equals to d cos m pi x by A. So look at the value of Ex, iota over omega by c whole square minus k square, k. Ez is always 0 because we are here talking about the or discussing about the TE mode of propagation, and in the TE mode of propagation, the longitudinal factor of or longitudinal component of electric field is always be 0. So Ez is 0, so this term is 0, and del Bz over del Y, that is the partial differentiation of Bz with respect to Y, and we know that Bz is a function of only x now. So this will be equals to 0. So Ex in this case is definitely be 0. So look here, this. So by putting these results into equation number 7, we can get the transverse field components as Ex is equals to 0. We discussed just now that Ex is equals to Ey survive, and it gives iota over beta minus omega del over del x d cos m pi x by A, and finally we can get the value of Ey is equals to minus iota omega d over beta sin m pi x by A into m pi, and which gives me that Ex is already 0, Ey is this type of function iota omega m pi d by beta A sin m pi x by A, and Bx is this type of function minus iota k m pi A by beta A sin m pi x is equals to 0, and By is equals to 0. Okay, when you put the value of Ez and Bz, we can deduce here, then By is equals to 0. So we have now the all 6 component of electric and magnetic field. The 4 is the transverse component of electric and magnetic field, and 2 is the longitudinal component of electric and magnetic field. Okay, so now the non-propagating mode. Non-propagating mode is when m equals to 0. Is when m is equals to 0. So put m equals to 0. Okay, here in this Ez is already 0. Put m equals to 0 here. Then Bz is survive. Bz is survive because d cos m pi x by A. So Bz does not equals to 0. Here Bz does not equals to 0. So Ex is equals to, or Ex is already 0. Ey, put m equals to 0, m equals to 0 here. So this function Ey is 0. Bx is equals to this function. Put m equals to 0 here. So Bx is equals to 0 and By is already 0. So we have here that in the TE0 mode, that is when m equals to 0, Ez equals to 0, Bz does not equals to 0, Ex equals to 0, Ey equals to 0, Bx equals to 0, and By equals to 0. So you see here that all the transverse field is equals to 0, only Bz is equals to 0, that is the only longitudinal magnetic field survive here, and all the transverse field is 0, so nothing to propagate here, because the propagation of EM waves is like that this and this is the propagation direction, this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. So when you talking about the propagation of EM waves, then the electric field is propagating like this, and magnetic field is propagating like this. So magnetic field vector here and the electric field vector is here. So electric field into the direction of x-axis is 0. Magnetic field into the direction of y-axis is 0. So when you're talking about the propagation of EM waves, that Ex equals to 0, see here, Ex equals to 0, By is equals to 0, then nothing to propagate here. Only the function, only the component which is survive is Bz, and which is into the direction of propagation. So there is nothing to propagate here. So, and the propagating mode is when m is greater than 1. That is the Tm1, T1 mode, T2, T3, T4, T5. That all are the propagating mode of EM wave propagation through a parallel plane waveguide. Okay, so this. And now, so we are talking here the 3 mode of propagation of EM waves. The first one is the TEM mode of propagation, and we conclude there that there is nothing to propagate in the TEM mode of propagation. All the field components becomes 0, so there is nothing to propagate. And in the second mode, that is the TM mode of propagation, the TM0 mode is all the field components is again 0, and this result resembles with the result of TEM mode of propagation, and in the TM0 mode there is nothing to propagate again. And in the third, but when m greater than 1, when the value of m is greater than 1, that is the propagating mode, and there will be definitely propagation of EM waves, and the value of m, which is a number, which is a quantum number, is greater than 1, then there will be definitely the propagation of EM waves. Okay, so and finally we are reaches the topic of transverse electric mode of propagation of EM waves, and the result is here that in this case, although the magnetic field component into the direction of magnetic field in the TE0 mode survive, but there is nothing to propagate again, because the propagation thing comes from the transverse component of electric and magnetic field. So why we can conclude here that is the TE0 again the non-propagating mode here. And finally the propagation modes comes here when the value of m, which is a quantum number, is greater than 1. So and the result from here is that in the transverse and in the transverse magnetic mode and into the transverse electric mode, there are only the chance of propagation of EM waves or is when the quantum number m has value greater than 1, and TEM mode is not supported by the parallel plane waveguide. This is the result from here. So in this section we started here. This is the general discussion here. This is not about any particular mode or particular mode of propagation. This is the general discussion here. That is the wave number k. Wave number k can be obtained from equation number A. See here, the equation number A. This is the equation number A, that is beta square is equals to omega by c square whole square minus k square. This is the value of beta square. Any constant, beta is any constant. So look here, from the equation number A we can get the value of beta square, and beta square is equals to omega by c whole square minus k square is equals to beta square, and the value of beta, we conclude here, this value of beta is m pi by a. So put here, when we put here the value of beta is equals to m pi by a. So this equation becomes, the left hand side is as it is, value of beta is m pi by a whole square, and calculate the value of k from here. The k from here is k square is equals to omega by c square minus m pi by a whole square. ठीक है? So k is going to right hand side and m pi by a factor is going to left hand side. So this k square becomes omega by c whole square minus m pi by a square, and the value of k is root of this quantity. So this is equation number 14. Okay, so if omega is less than pi mc by a, this factor pi mc by a, and from where this factor is coming, if you equate these two equations, these two squared factor, see here, if you calculate this, you have this omega by c whole square minus pi m pi by a whole square, and you, when you equate these squared function, that is omega by c is equals to m pi by a, and calculate the value of omega from here is, then c is cross multiplied, then pi mc by a. So this, if omega, so this, if omega has value less than pi mc by a, and this value is said to be as omega mn, the factor omega mn, or you can say simply omega m. So the wave vector k is imaginary, और यू कैन सिंपली, ये इससे भी अच्छी तरह से इस तरह से समझा जा सकता है कि अगर ओमेगा बाई सी का वैल्यू एम पाई बाई ए की वैल्यू से कम हो जाए, सिंपली इफ ओमेगा बाई सी इज लेस देन पाई एम बाई ए, अगर ऐसा हो जाए तो ये वही तो बात है कि सी की मल्टीप्लाई अगर आप इधर करें दैट ओमेगा इज लेस देन पाई एम सी बाई ए, सेम। सो अगर ऐसा हो जाए, ये कंडीशन अगर फॉलो होती है तो क्या होगा? इफ दिस फैक्टर इज लेस देन दिस फैक्टर, सो if this factor is less than this factor, then there will be definitely the wave number becomes complex, because this factor is less than this factor, then minus comes here into the play, and minus is removed by iota squared. So the value of k becomes complex or becomes imaginary. So the wave number k, which is given by equation number 14, is become imaginary. And instead of traveling waves, we have exponentially attenuated fields. Because जब भी आप ये जानते हैं, जैसे हम कंडक्टर के केस में EM वेव को स्टडी करते थे, तो वहां आपने ये स्टडी किया है कि अगर वेव वेक्टर की नेचर कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाए, तो जो EM वेव प्रोपेगेट करती है विद एटेन्युएशन प्रोपेगेट करती है, यानी उसका जो एम्पलीट्यूड है वो टाइम के रेस्पेक्ट में बहुत जल्दी एक्सपोनेंशियली डिक्रीज होता चला जाता है। तो अगर ये कंडीशन फॉलो होती है दैट ओमेगा इज लेस देन पाई एमसी बाई ए, विच कैन बी इक्वल्स टू ओमेगा एम, एंड देन the value of wave number is becomes imaginary, and instead of traveling wave we have exponentially attenuated fields here. Okay, for this reason omega mn is called the cutoff frequency for the mode in question. किसी भी मोड के लिए, चाहे वो TM मोड हो, चाहे TEM मोड हो, चाहे TE मोड हो, तो इस फ्रीक्वेंसी को, विच इज पाई एमसी बाई ए, जिसको हमने ओमेगा एमएन कहा है, इस फ्रीक्वेंसी को हम कट ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी कहते हैं। और इस कट ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी से कम अगर फ्रीक्वेंसी होगी तो हमेशा वेव नंबर के का वैल्यू इमेजिनरी होगा, यानी वेव नंबर कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाएगा, और वेव नंबर जब कॉम्प्लेक्स होगा तो हमेशा वहां वेव का एटेन्युएशन वाला फैक्टर काउंट होगा। ओके, सो दिस फॉर ओमेगा इज ग्रेटर देन पाई एम सी बाई, दूसरा केस ये हो सकता है व्हेन ओमेगा इज ग्रेटर देन बाई पाई एम सी, यानी ये वाला केस क्या हुआ दैट ओमेगा बाई सी is greater than pi m by a, or when you cross multiply this factor here, then omega is greater than pi mc by a. So when omega is greater than pi mc by a, the wave propagating without attenuation, since k is being real in this case. Okay, and the third case here, that if omega is equals to pi mc by a, अगर ये दोनों बराबर हो जाए, then the frequency obtained is known as the cutoff frequency. And when omega equals to pi mc by a, omega can be written as 2 pi f and is equals to pi mc by a. Pi is cancelled with pi, and this frequency f is known as the cutoff frequency. 2 becomes here, then pi mc by 2a. This is the cutoff frequency in the case of waveguide filled with air, and in general case we write this frequency as mv by 2a, where v is equals to 1 over mu epsilon for TEM and TMM modes. Okay, transverse electric mode and transverse magnetic mode. Okay, so this frequency is known as the cutoff frequency. So these are three cases here: when omega is less than pi mc by a, when omega is greater than pi mc by a, and when omega is equals to pi mc by a. And here in this case, when omega is equals to pi mc by a, you can get the cutoff frequency which is equals to mc by 2a. Okay, so here, and finally we are trying to discuss, we can write the wave number k in more simple way in terms of cutoff frequency as k equals to 1 by c omega square minus omega square mn. इस इक्वेशन से इक्वेशन नंबर 14 को हमने यूज किया, इक्वेशन नंबर 14 को यूज किया, c को यहाँ से कॉमन लिया, c को कॉमन लेने से c की मल्टीप्लाई यहाँ हुई पाई एम सी बाई ए, ये वाला फैक्टर बना, और पाई एम सी बाई ए वाला जो फैक्टर है इसी को हमने क्या कहा है यहाँ ओमेगा एम एन. तो यहाँ बना ओमेगा स्क्वायर और यहाँ बना ओमेगा एम एन स्क्वायर, एंड 1 by c is common from there. Okay, so this, so from equation number 14 we can write that k is equals to 1 by c is common omega square minus omega square mn. Okay, so we can write it as this. So the wave velocity, and wave velocity we are studied this type of equation or this type of theory or definition in the modern physics, that or in the quantum physics the wave velocity is given by v is equals to omega by k. So omega is same over k, so c is multiplied by c and is in the denominator omega square minus omega naught square. See here, we can try to discuss here that here v is equals to omega by k. So omega is at is it, and value of k is given by equation number 15th, and equation number 15th is 1 by c over omega square minus omega square mn. So c is multiplied in this in the numerator, and v is equals to omega c by under root omega square minus omega square mn. So this is the wave velocity. This is the wave velocity, and we can write this equation as v is equals to c is at is, और इसको अगर मैं ओमेगा को डिनोमिनेटर में लेके जाता हूँ तो दिस बिकम ओमेगा स्क्वायर बाई ओमेगा स्क्वायर माइनस ओमेगा स्क्वायर एम एन बाई ओमेगा स्क्वायर इज कैंसिल्ड विद ओमेगा स्क्वायर, c is equals to 1 minus omega square mn by omega square, and we can write this function as c over under root 1 minus omega mn over omega whole square. This is the value of waveguide. So this is the wave velocity v c over 1 minus omega mn minus omega whole square, and this is the equation number 16 which is greater than C, and which is not possible in practice. And this problem is solved by Schrödinger in the quantum physics, and he said that the wave is traveling with group velocity rather than the wave velocity. So energy carried by the traverse wave is given by the group velocity, and group velocity is d omega over dk. That is the definite differentiation of omega with respect to k, but we have no equation in omega. So write this differentiation in this way, that 1 over डी ओमेगा को डी के नीचे लेके आइए, तो डी के बाई डी ओमेगा हो गया, यानी इस बार आपको डिफरेंशिएशन करना है के का विद रेस्पेक्ट टू ओमेगा, और के का इक्वेशन आपके पास इक्वेशन नंबर 15 आपको देती है। तो के का जब डी ओमेगा के रेस्पेक्ट में आप डिफरेंशिएशन करेंगे तो इस तरह का हमारे पास एक फॉर्मूला बनेगा, इस तरह का हमारे पास एक इक्वेशन बनेगा, और इस इक्वेशन को अगर आप देखते हैं तो लेस देन सी है, विच इज प्रैक्टिकल पॉसिबल इन प्रैक्टिस, सो विच इज लेस देन सी। ओके, so this is the value of wave velocity given by equation number 16th, and this is the value of group velocity given by equation number, so this is equation number 17th, equation number 17th. Okay, so this is all over about the parallel plane waveguide. We studied about the parallel plane waveguide, what is a parallel plane waveguide, what is the form of differential equation for the longitudinal electric and magnetic field. We solved the TEM mode of propagation and try to solve that what are the possible modes of propagation of EM waves, and then try to find, or discuss about the TM mode of propagation, and we conclude there that TM0 mode is not propagating mode. This is the non-propagating mode of EM waves, and they are only the possibility when m is greater than 1, then there is something to propagate. And same happened in the case of transverse electric mode, that is TE0 is the non-propagating mode, although there is one component, is the longitudinal magnetic field is non-zero, but transversely there is nothing to propagate, and there is the same result as we get in the TM mode of propagation, that is when the value of m is greater than 1, then definitely there is something to propagate. And again we get the value of wave vector, and possibly 3 conditions: when wave vector is complex, when wave vector is real, and calculated the value of cutoff frequency, and then finally we calculate here the value of wave velocity and the value of group velocity. Okay, so thank you for now, and meet you into another one. Thank you.